You're watching Fox 21 News at 8, bringing you the most local news. We are Southern Colorado.
Have you ever taken a moment mid-chairlift to look down at the skis dangling from your feet and thought, who came up with this idea?
Right. So up next, the history behind skiing and how the sport got its start.
All right, if your New Year's resolution includes being more active, then don't sit out the winter indoors. Come outside for January, which is Learn to Ski and Snowboard Month, and enjoy some of the best slopes in the country right here in Colorado.
But before you hit the slopes, though, we've got a story of how skiing got its start with us right now. Friend of the show, celebrity historian Raffi Andonian. Good morning.
Good morning.
Pretty sick skier yourself, right?
I am. I even brought the helmet here for you from the slopes. Even brought some stickers for you.
Oh, look at this.
Colorado resorts.
Let's first talk. Oh, purgatory.
I have a history there.
You do. Let's talk about first just you getting here, because I love the passion of what you do, your commitment. Your flight got into Denver last night, well, 2:30 this morning.
That's right.
Didn't get your rental car until what, 4:30 or 5:30?
Yeah.
Then had to drive from the airport down here this morning to get to the show.
Although ski skills came in handy in the snow.
There you go. There you go. Thanks for being here. So let's start now and talk about how did skiing become a sport?
Well, you go back 10,000 years.
Wow.
It was not quite a sport, but it was a traveling medium in ancient China and in ancient Scandinavia. There's a couple of different origin stories. We don't exactly know, but there's archaeology there. And what's really interesting to me is some of those old skis, how they look. So, for example, there are some cool features like having antlers or horns on the back of the ski for brakes, or having fur underneath the ski so that you can have some friction when you're going uphill, or not to fly downhill, because you're not necessarily alpine skiing if you're trying to travel around. But what I think is really interesting is when it gets used in warfare, and that we see a few centuries ago, more recently speaking, not going back to the Ice Age necessarily, but talking 17th, 18th, 19th century. It's used in warfare as a way to get around in the same regions we're talking about, particularly Scandinavia, Russia, etc. And that carries over into how it's used later on. For example, there's a race that's run to this day in Sweden that is based on one of the kings running away during war. It's actually the largest and longest cross-country skiing race in the world, and actually has a sister ski race here in the United States in Minnesota. And if you go to the first Winter Olympics about a century ago, in 1924, they had actually one of their events where they would have to stop during the skiing and shoot at stuff. So the warfare legacy kind of carries over into the 20th century. Now, you can't tell the story of skiing in North America, of course. Apologies to my East Coast people who ski on hills in the ice, of course. In the West, you can't tell the story without the West. And how can you tell the story of the West without the railroad? And you won't believe this. The railroad is how we have chairlifts here in skiing, invented right here in the Western United States. Now, you did have skiing in the 19-teens and 1920s in Colorado. Actually, the first ski area that we know of is Steamboat Springs. But it's in Sun Valley in Idaho that you have the first destination ski resort. And the way that's built is by a railroad company saying, hey, we want to have more passenger travel for destinations, so we're going to build a luxury resort. And they turn to an engineer. Where do you think this guy might be from? Not Scandinavia, not where I just talked about, from Nebraska, the plains. And the guy had never skied, and he was getting inspiration from bananas. Bananas in Central America.
That's bananas.
It is bananas. It is bananas. Because he watched bananas go on a conveyor belt in Central America and thought, why don't I do that to humans, hanging from the string and going across? I kid you not. But that chairlift was for a luxury resort in the Sun Valley. Early national marketing, celebrities came over for free so that they can have national attention. You thought that was just an Instagram? This was happening skiing 100 years ago, right? And that brought a lot of attention, because he also had ice skating rinks, fine dining, and a nice hotel, really making a destination, kind of stuff we recognize, and a chairlift instead of having to get around some other way.
This is great.
This makes casual skiers be able to participate, because you don't have to be somebody that is, really tough physical shape, and it's not just a niche sport. It makes it a bigger tourism thing. And of course, that brings us to Colorado, because Colorado is the #1 destination for skiers to come to. It's an anchor of the tourism industry here. That's right. And it is. And look at me. Now, look, this is Utah. I'm sorry, but I do love this term, Alcoholics Anonymous. I love this term right here because it's from Alta, Utah. It gives an idea of the addiction to skiing that we can have. But really, because of the chairlift invention, it's why you have the ability to be able to have a casual skier come and ski 1 week a year, and you have a ton of people doing tourism for that. And that also, let's go back to warfare for a quick moment, because in Colorado, of course, you have the famous 10th Mountain Division.
They trained here.
They trained here.
Yes.
And that connection, along with roads and passes beginning to open over the course of the middle 20th century, and a destination ski resort idea having been created in the Western United States, now you have those things all converging in Colorado to create the largest popular ski industry in the United States right here.
See, we're so glad that you made the effort to get here this morning.
I just learned so much.
I know.
We talk about warfare. I was doing warfare out there, trying to get over here, like I mentioned, using the ski skills.
You made it. Okay, where can people follow you for more fun history stuff?
For me, you can look on Instagram at celebrity_historian, or you can check out celebrityhistorian.com. Those are the places that you can find me. And now you won't see me doing the ski, celebrity thing, but you will see the celebrity historian thing.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, we love skiing here in Colorado, and yeah, you just brought this home for us, so that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
have a safe trip back. Time right now is 8:30. We'll be right back with more news and weather when we come back after this.